Saints hit the road to take on the Carolina Panthers on Sunday, and they're going to be shorthanded. They traded Rasheed Shaheed. They traded Trevor Penning. So Dylan Radins will start at left guard. Devon Vele, who's got 10 targets on the season, who you gave up a fourth-round pick before. Again, another guy. Like, you give up a fourth-round pick to bring in Devon Vele. He's got 10 targets on the season. He'll now step in for your explosive, dynamic playmaker, Rasheed Shaheed, who you traded to Seattle, which I'm okay trading him to Seattle to get assets for him because you weren't winning anything this year. He wasn't going to re-sign with you, so okay, get something for him. But what that means for you this week is you've got Tyler Shuck making his second start with a mash unit on the offensive line, down really 3 starters, and without your best offensive playmaker against the Carolina defense that features a defensive front with guys like Derek Brown, who are just game wreckers. And I don't know that the Saints have any weapons on the outside to make any plays in this football game. I mean, Carolina is not a great football team, but they're 5-4. They've matched their win total of a year ago. They've been very inconsistent, but they have found ways to win football games. So you got a thought on Saints-Panthers?
No, I think the Saints are going to lose. I actually want the Saints to lose. It's not going to be a very good game. It's not going to be a fun game to watch. How did Shuck do last week? I didn't even pay attention, didn't even watch. No idea.
It wasn't so bad that you looked at it and said, like, he cost you the game. You were just completely overmatched by the Rams, who might be the best team in the NFC.
Did he give you any indication that he's the quarterback of the future last week?
No, but I don't know that I was anticipating that. What I didn't want to see was a total meltdown.
Okay.
So there wasn't a total melt that made me say there's no way this guy can play at this level.
Okay.
Because that can happen. Like,
absolutely
like
can.
You watch last year when Jake Hayner played in a pinch, again, it was the Monday Night Football game against the Chiefs. You looked at that and went, this guy cannot play in the NFL.
It's not for him. He needs to do something else.
Like, go sell insurance.
Sell insurance. You can do really well with that.
You can, but not an NFL quarterback. So, like, you can tell that. Right. If it's a total disaster. It was not that for Tyler Shuck, but it wasn't good. And I think the tricky part is, I look at organizations that are competent. Like, I look at San Francisco, for example. John Lynch has done an amazing job building that roster to where it hasn't mattered necessarily who the quarterback is. You've got a great head coach in place and a very talented roster that if you get the right guy that can function within the organization, you can win. So, they drafted Trey Lance 3rd overall. He ends up getting beaten by a 7th-round pick. They went to a Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo. They went to a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy, a 7th-round pick. Purdy's hurt. Now here comes Mac Jones, who's a former 1st-round pick, but is a retread on his 3rd franchise, and all of a sudden is winning games in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Like, the Saints just don't have the roster around any quarterback to be good or competitive. Now, this game is interesting because, like, the Panthers aren't a great team either. The Panthers are 5-4. They matched their win total from a year ago, so it is sort of one of those things where you can look at the importance of consistency because Dave Canales now, even though Bryce Young they're 30th in the NFL in passing.
Yeah, he doesn't pass. He doesn't throw the ball.
But they function, and Rico Dowdle has been really good running the football. But the thing about Carolina is they've had some great performances. Like, they beat the Falcons 30-0. They shut out the Atlanta Falcons, who has invested a ton of draft capital in their offensive skill guys. Shut them out. And then a week later, they went to New England and lost 42-13. Got their ass kicked. They, 2 weeks ago, played a home game against Buffalo, who might be the best team in the NFL. Yeah. They're playing really well right now. Just beat Kansas City. But they lost to Buffalo 40-9. So they get blown out by Buffalo at home. Now they got to go to Green Bay, and they beat the Packers 16-13. This is a team right now in Carolina that's on a roller coaster. They have not found how to be consistent week to week in the NFL. So they've played well at times, and they've beaten some bad teams. They beat Atlanta. They beat Miami. They beat Dallas 30-27. They won at the Jets, who is right there with the Titans and the Saints as the worst teams in the NFL. But winning at Green Bay is really impressive. So if you're Carolina, can you carry that consistency? My concern in this game is Rico Dowdle has been awesome running the football for Carolina, and the Saints defense, particularly their run defense, has been atrocious. Like, I think this is a game where Carolina probably lines up, runs it really effectively against New Orleans, and I don't know that I see New Orleans finding a way to get going offensively in this ball game.
No, they're not. They're brutal.
The total in this game is 38 points, which even by NFL standards is a low total. I mean, you're talking about playing a teens type ball game, low to a teens type ball game with a total like that. And it probably is how it goes, because I don't know that I see the Saints finding offense with a rookie quarterback, a mash unit on the offensive line, an injured Alvin Kamara, and you just traded away your best receiver in Rasheed Shaheed. So I look at the game, and it's one of those where maybe because Carolina has lived on this roller coaster, they turn it over. You find a way. Divisional games can always be unpredictable because there's so much familiarity with the teams. I also look at the Saints. In New Orleans this year has played 4 road games. At Seattle, lost 44-13. At the Bills, lost 31-19. Now, those 2 really good teams, obviously. They played at the Bears, who's playing better, but not a great team. They lost 26-14, and then last week at the Rams, 34-10. Now, the Seahawks, Bills, and Rams are all playoff teams and all contenders. But the Bears are not, and you lost by double digits there.
Right.
You played 4 road games. You've lost all 4 by double figures. I just don't see the offense doing anything in this football game, and the Panthers probably doing enough in this football game. I think this is like a 24-10 type game, and I think the Saints lose again and lose again by double figures, because that's just what they've done every time they've gone on the road this year.
Yeah, I think they might get shut out. I think it could be an Carolina-Atlanta repeat here.
They could.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.